So, one of the first and most jarring intercultural experiences I had on this trip was when a group of us went down to Dawn to Dock after class. As we were leaving, a couple of people stopped and asked us for photos, and soon a couple turned into about 100. And it went from taking photos as a group to taking one on one photos with each of the girls. And each of us kind of had a shared experience of looking around and realizing that we did not recognize anybody around us. This put into perspective exactly where we as a group fit into the cultural makeup as very obvious outsiders, but also gave insight into the differences between how men and women are treated. As women, when we would say no to photos, we were ignored, but when men would say no for us, they were listened to. That was the first night that we decided to have one man in every tuk-tuk, and the night I truly became aware of my safety and autonomy as a woman in Mumbai. On a more positive note, the Great Race took us not only to many different places, such as the Gateway of India, but also gave us the opportunity to see how Mumbai operates as a city. There were many different stalls and markets where bartering was the language of currency, and these stalls sold everything from leather bags to pieces of art. The city was bustling and busy with bikes and taxis and people swarming the streets, and yet everything had a place and everything seemed to know its place. Something that was most striking to me was the architecture that reflected English occupation, and it showed the intercultural and historical realities that were held just within one city. Finally, another intercultural experience was when we were at our second waste management site. We were lucky enough to see a Jain temple, and from the outside, it looked like a small, white, humble building. But as we walked up the stairs into the temple, we were met with a strong scent of incense and brightly colored decorations adorning the ceiling and cascading down the walls in forms of flowers and garlands. A young girl, and presumably her mother, explained little aspects of how they worship, including how a mirror was used to signify attempted embodiment of their gods and the expectation of visiting the temple every day. This showed the importance of religion in these various neighborhoods and how it plays an important part in connection and community.